Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video we are going to be talking all about the ColourPop glitters. I have the pressed glitters, the loose glitters, and the body glitters as well to just talk about and review for you guys. ColourPop did actually send me a lot of these glitters. Some of them I did buy for myself. The loose glitters and the pressed glitters, ColourPop sent me that, and I would say 80% of the body glitters I bought with my own money, so it's like half and half, but I do want to mention that to you guys. It's definitely not going to sway my opinion whatsoever, but I do want to mention that some of these products were sent to me from ColourPop themselves. But yeah, pretty much today's video I'm just going to be talking about the glitters. I have a ton of glitter on my eyes right now, and I also created 3 looks using the glitters, just like all the glitters, like loose glitters, pressed glitters, just all on my eyes. I created 3 looks and I had a lot of fun creating them. I loved how all 3 turned out. So if you want to see those 3 looks, just stay tuned to the end, or if you want to check the timestamps down below. But yeah, with that being said, let's just talk about some glitters. Alright, let's go ahead and get started with some product info, just because I feel like the glitters didn't get a lot of hype. Like, we don't know too much about it. So let me run down what ColourPop has to offer, because they actually have 3 different types of glitters. So first we have the Glitterally Obsessed Body Glitter. This was their first initial launch. These are, I believe, $8 each for a tub like this. They also have like these mini ones that you can get in sets. So you have the 2 options here. These body glitters to me are very unique. You don't need a glitter glue for them to apply on or to stick onto your skin. They just have this like really tacky, moussey base, and it's beautiful. I love these. They are classified as body glitters, so I don't know, just with this video, glitters are a very harmful thing if it gets into your eyes, so just be careful. I'm unsure if any of these things are eye safe. I've never heard ColourPop like say that, and obviously these are classified as body glitters, so obviously you would want to use it on your body. I, however, have used it on my eyes, but I am very careful when I take my makeup off. It is just a warning. I'm not trying to influence you guys. I think just like generally with glitter, you just have to be careful. I do love these. I think they are a great formula, and it's just an easy way to apply glitter because you don't need a glitter glue, you don't need an extra product to go out and buy. These are just really easy to use, put on your eyes, very quick and easy. When I first used these, my only concern with them was that the pot was so big and I felt like it was going to dry out very quickly, but ColourPop obviously answered my unspoken prayers and they came up with these little tubs. So these are more ideal just because they have a little bit of product in there. You can try more shades out. When are you really ever going to use up such a big tub of glitter, right? So I do feel like these are really cool. Again, just be careful when you are placing these on your eyes. We then have the pressed glitters that come in single shadows. So everything in here was sent to me from ColourPop. So these are the pressed glitters. You can buy them for $5 each. Maybe if you get this whole palette. So I kind of forgot that one of them was broken, so I'm not gonna hold it up for you guys clearly to see. I don't even know what I was saying before, so yes, you can buy these for $5 each. They come in the single shadows, and I think if you get this whole palette, you can save some money on it. And obviously some of them are a bit fragile. You could just see that one just fell out of nowhere. I forgot that it was broken. That was totally my bad. Now there's glitter all over my carpet, which is fine. Anyway, these pressed glitters, I feel like you also don't need to use glitter glue with it. I feel like it does stick onto your eyes pretty well, but if you do want to use a glitter glue, obviously that is an option. But yeah, we have seen this in some of their newer palettes. They have been including these pressed glitters in their eyeshadow palettes, which is great, but you also can buy them as single shadows as well, which I think is a great idea. You guys have told me in the comments that you guys don't really like the pressed glitters, but when it actually comes in the eyeshadow palettes, I am a big fan of them. I think they just add a different dimension to the eyes. They look so pretty. If you're going like clubbing, or if you have prom coming up, glitters just look so amazing, and especially at nighttime, it just looks. And lastly, we have the loose glitters. These are all $7 each, and again, ColourPop did send me the whole loose glitters. I feel like this is a thing that went under the table completely. I feel like a lot of people don't know that ColourPop has loose glitters, because I feel like it looks like they're loose pigments, but it is completely different. Just like how NYX has loose pigments, loose glitters, it's like ColourPop has loose pigments, loose glitters. Now for these, you have to use a glitter glue or a pigment primer primer or something like that to get these onto your eyes, which is fine because typically with this kind of formula you will need a glitter glue of some sort, because the other two already have like a sticky base to it. I feel like you don't necessarily need to have a glitter glue. For me personally, I feel like there are no cons with the glitters. I mean, glitter is glitter, and I think ColourPop did an amazing job with their shade range. I think the only thing for me is I feel like ColourPop should give out more disclaimers about glitters and just how safe they are around your eyes. People do go blind from using glitter around their eyes, so I wish they would just kind of be more like stern about the safety of using glitters around your eyes. So that's like my only complaint. Not really a complaint, but yeah. Nonetheless, I love the glitters. I've had no issues with them. They are not sensitive around my eyes, or they don't sting my eyes or anything. They all do last on my eyes pretty long. I feel like when I use a glitter glue, obviously I feel like they last a lot longer, but nonetheless, for most part of the day, they do like stay there. I don't see specks of glitters on my face at the end of the day either. But if you are concerned about that, then obviously just use a glitter glue. NYX has a really great one. It would be cool to see if ColourPop is going to release a glitter glue. That would be pretty cool to match, you know, the glitters. That is pretty much all I want to say. I feel like I didn't really say much or give out too much good info, but hopefully you guys enjoyed that review. But now I am going to swatch all of the glitters that I own and just kind of show you what I have in my collection and what ColourPop has to offer, and then you guys will see my 3 looks. So just continue watching if you want to see all of that. To get started with the first look, I'm gonna dip into the California Love eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna be taking the shade The Beige, and this is going to be my transition shadow. I'm actually gonna focus this at the outer corner first, and then what is ever left on my brush, I'll bring that towards the inner part of my crease. But you can see that I am really packing the color on at the outer corner, and I'm also dragging it out into a cat eye shape, just because we do want some shadow right at the outer corner, like kind of where our brows are ending. So just make sure that you are dragging it all the way out. I'm then dipping into Highway 1, and this is going right at the outer corner once again. I'm just going to use circular motions and really pack on the color there first. Wherever your brush touches first, that's where the most pigment is going to be, and I want the most pigment at the outer corner. So you can see that I am taking the brush directly right into the outer corner and then blending it out. That way I can get the most darkness and depth at the outer corner. Then using Mission, I'm using a smaller brush and I'm gonna focus it in the same area, but a little closer to the lash line, not so much around the crease. We are slowly creating like a dark to light gradient, but again, doing the same kind of motions, but just using a smaller brush and focusing it in a smaller section. Now I'm taking the pressed glitter in the shade Renegade, and I'm going to apply this directly onto the inner third of my lid space. You can see that this glitter is quite sparse, like there are sparse areas, you still can see the skin underneath. Now I'm going to be using my NYX glitter glue. I like to apply some on the back of my hand and dip my brush into the glitter glue. That way my brush is a bit tacky. And then I will use this tacky brush to dip into my loose glitter. And I will be using the shade Take Me There for today's look. So using that glitter, I'm going to put that on top of Renegade, which is the pressed glitter. And just the combination of these two on top of each other just gives you the most intense, pretty glitter party on your eyes. I think it looks so beautiful. There's so much dimension and there's like different sizes of glitter. Moving on to eyeliner, I will be using the UZU Eye Opening Liner. I'm going to use this to line my lash line, and then I'll go in with my Inglot Gel Liner to create my wing. I'm going to be creating a very dramatic wing. I'm going to really drag it out. And once I create my wing liner, I'm actually going to take a black eyeshadow and really just smoke out that outer edge and make it very dark and smoky. Going back into the shade Highway 1, I'm going to use this on my lower lash line. I'm just going to run this all over, right from the outer corner to the inner corner, just to balance the eyes out. And again, going back into the shade Mission, I'm gonna press this up against my bottom waterline just to deepen up the eye look again. I feel like this really completes the look and makes your eyes look a lot more sultry and smoky, and it really complements the smoky wing. And to finish off the eye look, I'm taking my Artisty In Modestar eyeliner in the shade Coffee, and I'm gonna use this to tightline my entire bottom waterline. Alright guys, so this completes the first look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. For my lashes, I am wearing the iconic lights from House of Lashes. For my lip pairing, I am wearing the ColourPop Just a Tint lip crayon in the shade Z Boys. But that does complete this first look. I am so obsessed. This whole smoky, sultry, sexy, smoky eye really complements these green contacts. I feel like my eyes are just popping. So I hope you guys liked it too. Now getting started with the second look, I'm actually going to be going into the wet palette from ColourPop. I'm going to be taking a mixture of Skinny Legend and Iwa Beach, and I'm going to use this as my transition shadow. This is just going to be the base for all of the blues and glitter that we're going to pop on later. You don't really see it, but I feel like it is quite necessary just to get a good wash of color to start off with all over the lid. Going into my Blue Moon palette, taking the shade Clued In, I'm going to start using this shadow to create my wing. I'm going to first pack on the color against my lash line and then slowly bring out the wing. This look is inspired by Jennie from Blackpink. Her makeup artist did this like blue smoky wing halo eye for one of her looks at their concert. I will link the original inspiration photo down below, but this is very heavily inspired by her. I am wearing her contacts as well, the Olens Spanish Grey. But back to the makeup, I am just winging this out quite far and bringing it to a cat eye, and then towards the outer corner I'm going to use a pencil brush and start bringing that shadow in, so we're kind of like smudging out the wing liner almost. And then going into the inner third of my eyes where my liner is, I'm also going to smoke that out, so it's going to look like a halo eye kind of. When you blend eyeshadow out, it does tend to fade, so I like to go back in and build that shadow up again as well. And very briefly, I'm just taking a black eyeshadow. I'm going to use this to line my actual lash line, just very softly, nothing too crazy, you barely can notice it. But I do want my lash line to be a little bit darker than the rest of the eye. Now I'm taking the pressed glitter in the shade Light Show, and I'm going to put this right at the center of my lid first. Again, when you use the glitter on its own, most of them are quite sparse and they are more of like a chunkier glitter, which I don't mind. I like how that looks, but I am just going to place that right at the center of my lid space. And I saw in Jennie's photo there was a little bit of glitter towards the inner corners of her eyes, so I'm just going to put a little bit there as well. Now I'm taking my NYX glitter glue, doing exactly the same thing that I did in the first look, where I'm putting it on my brush first and then dipping it into the loose glitter. The loose glitter I'm going to use for this look is the shade The Roxy, and I'm going to be doing exactly the same thing as the first look, where I'm just filling in the sparse gaps. So the loose glitter is mainly just going to go at the center of my lid. I'm not going to bring that to my inner corners. So wherever the pressed glitter didn't cover up, I'm going to use the loose glitter to help fill in those sparse areas, and these two look really good together. Moving back to the wet palette, taking Skinny Legend and Iwa Beach once again, mixing those two shades. I'm going to run this all over my lower lash line. In Jennie's look, it seems like she doesn't have anything on her lower lash line, but I just need to place something there. So I'm just going to take this shadow and lightly wash it. Alright guys, so this is the second look completed. This is the Jennie Kim Blackpink Blue inspired makeup look completed. For my lashes, I am wearing the Kiss lashes in the style Ritzy. For my lip pairing, I decided to go with the ColourPop Just a Tint lip crayon in the shade Give Me Some More. I hope you guys like this look because it's a new technique that I've never done before. It was just fun to play around with a different technique, and I really like how this turned out. I feel like it was so simple, like we literally just used a couple of shadows and 2 glitters and it was just so easy to create, no wing liner. So I hope you guys enjoyed this inspired look. Now for the final look, I will be taking the Ooh La La eyeshadow palette from ColourPop using the shade Poodle. This is going to be my transition shadow. I'm going to put that straight into my crease using windshield wiping motions, and I am going to bring this up quite high just because we are doing a half cut crease. You do want this shadow to peek through underneath everything else that we're going to place on top. I'm moving on to the shade Sandbar, and this is literally like one of my favorite shades from ColourPop, period. It's a bright neon pink. I love it. I'm going to put this right at the outer corner of my eye first, creating that depth and definition, and then I'll also bring that towards the inner part of my crease, trying our best not to take over the transition shadow. I'm moving on to my It's My Pleasure eyeshadow palette and taking the shade Sleeper. This is going into the outer corner once again, but it is a darker shadow, so we are using this to create a lot more depth and definition for the half cut crease to contrast against, but we are doing exactly the same technique, just with a smaller brush and a darker shadow. Then I will be taking my P. Louise eyeshadow base, and I'm going to use this to cut out my half cut crease. I'm going to place that right at the inner corner of my lid space first, just kind of mapping out where I feel like the half cut crease should be, and then I will take a smaller, thinner paintbrush to really define and actually cut the crease out. I find this on my eye shape a lot easier to do, and just using a really thin paintbrush really just helps create that definition of a cut crease. And then taking the loose glitter in the shade Far Out, I'm using my NYX glitter glue to help me apply this on top of that P. Louise base, just so it can stick on to the base and not move around. I'm actually going to go into the pressed glitter in the shade Island Hopping, and I'm just going to kind of mix that in with the loose glitter and just kind of fill in any sparse areas that I see. Moving on to my lower lash line, I'm going back into the shade Sandbar, and I'm just going to sweep this all over my lower lash line just to get that pink base there. And then taking Sleeper once again, I'm going to use this to define my bottom lash line by just pressing it up against that waterline. Taking my ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Boots, I'm going to use this to tightline my entire bottom waterline. Now I am taking the Glitterally Obsessed body glitter in the shade Hopeless Romantic, and I'm going to use this under my eyes to kind of act as glitter tears. So I actually have some of my own heart gems that I just placed underneath my eye instead. Alright guys, so this is the final look completed. For my lashes, I am wearing the Iconic Light from House of Lashes. And for my lip pairing, I decided to mix the Just a Tint lip crayon in the shades Treasure Island and The Strand. I just mix the two to get the perfect mauvey pink matching lip color. Alright guys, so that is going to complete my video for today. I hope you guys found it helpful and informative about ColourPop's glitters. If you guys did enjoy the video and found it helpful, be sure to give the video a thumbs up for me. I would appreciate it so much if you did. Don't forget to leave your thoughts down below in the comments. What do you guys think? Is there a certain glitter that you feel like I should have that I don't already own? Because I'm honestly a huge fan of these glitters. I can't wait to create more looks with these, and they're just gonna come so handy. So yeah, let me know, is there any other shades that you want me to try out? I'll be sure to. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!